starting a new podcast today on our TMBT Media network, and we're blessed to have Leanthony McElroy here with us today from Wichita, Kansas. Leanthony, we appreciate you taking the time out today, brother. We know you got a lot going on, quarantine, young man, pro basketball player, but we appreciate you taking the time out to talk a little bit today, to give a little insight on what we call the pro basketball culture, what it takes, what you have to do mentally as well as physically, what you have to do to be prepared. Talk to us a little bit today about yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what high school. Start from scratch, man. We want you to go all the way back to high school. Talk about your high school career, all the way up until now, to being a pro.
Yeah, my name is Leanthony McElroy. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I went to high school at Abilene Wiley High School in Abilene, Texas. So growing up there, man, it's different. Basketball is a lot of fast pace and stuff like that. So it's a big difference. You know, you play the game different and stuff. And from the gist of it, man, for me, I went JUCO after that and stuff like that. And then when I went JUCO, I was just chilling. Doing JUCO, and then after I went JUCO, from there I just went. I found a school. Christian school. It's called St. Louis Christian College. I went to St. Louis Christian College, and then I attended Barclay, and then from there, I found you guys' program. Not your program, but I found you guys' agency, and then I had some people tell me about it. I had some friends familiar with the agency, so I took something more and wanted to, risk it all on myself and invest more in myself and just go furthermore. So from there, I took the risk, and it was successful for me. It wasn't just so much a risk, it was just a risk on myself, like how far I can get, knowing that how far I came and how hard I worked. So I was just thankful for it all, for real.
Good, man. Well, you're one of our captains of our team, of our pro group, and we're honored to have you as well, to have you representing us, and to have someone with such a strong work ethic as well as a strong energy about them to succeed. That's important, that we have young men that want to make this a career, not just young men who want to go or just go on tour or go for a week, that we want to play as long as we can. That's the object of all of this. That's the object of all of the hard work that you put in, is to make it your career. Talk to me a little bit about Wichita, Kansas. I know you grew up in Texas and now live in Kansas. How is we're talking about basketball, so we're talking about how is it for a basketball player quarantined in Wichita, Kansas, a pro basketball player that needs to get to the gym, needs to get to a court, but when he can't, still finds a way to get it done. Cardio, weights, what do you do? What's your quarantine regimen that you currently have going on now?
So for me, I do like a lot of push-ups and a lot of sit-ups. I do a lot of resistance bands work. For as far as is like, I'm kind of iffy about going to the gym. You know, not to lie or anything like that, because just so much how the quarantine is, I don't want to be dealing with any of that. So I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough. I have friends who put me through workouts and stuff like that. I just started my workouts last weekend. Not last weekend, but just last week. And, just like consist of one day of training and then another day of training, but I'm playing too as well, playing up 5-on-5. So for me, just staying fit, just getting in the gym. It's different this time when I'm actually with my trainer, because I actually know what I want to work on and what I need to work on. And, that way it keeps me ready, it keeps me on top of my game. And then when I'm playing fives, just applying it and having that confidence every day, knowing that, you're working at this, but just continue to work at it and work harder, because you can always improve that stuff. So lucky enough, I'm fortunate enough, I'm blessed to know that I have people who support me and where I'm going, and they're helping me along the journey as well.
Good, man. That's a good thing. That's a great thing to have people on your team that understand what you're trying to do, and iron sharpens iron, as we always say, to have guys you can work out with and They think like you do. That when you're ready to go to the gym, so are your group of friends, and so it's important to have a strong and positive team around you. I don't know about in Kansas, but here where I am in Virginia, they've actually taken the baskets down on the outdoor playgrounds, so the kids don't have a way to shoot at the basket. So
Yeah.
us as pros, we have to come up with other ways of getting our cardio or getting our workouts in. I heard you mention some resistance bands, dumbbells, cardio work. We have a lot of parks that are open. We have neighborhoods that we can be running through or
Absolutely.
around, and it's just a way of maintaining our focus. Even though
Absolutely.
we don't have everything that we would like to have, we have still more than enough to do what we need to do. Something is always better, right?
That's true.
What do you recommend for those guys that are at home, for your TNBT brothers and young high school kids or middle school kids that are kind of listening? What do you recommend for a daily routine? What uh, kind of take us through your routine of what you do when you wake up in the morning?
Yeah, so for me, it might be different to what everybody else does, but for me, I always start off by reading my daily devotionals. Always, like I'm big on like prayer, so I always do my daily devotionals. Then I always pray in the morning, and then once I pray and once I get done praying, I always dedicate like at least the first 30 minutes to an hour of my day to God. When I first get up, then after I do that, I eat my breakfast. My girlfriend is a really good cook. So she's always making sure that I'm getting all the right protein and right nutrients in my body as far as what I'm eating. I'll get up and go, and then I'll go outside. I'll get some running. I have a big backyard, so I'll do some cardio in my backyard until it's time for me to go to my trainer. And then from there, I just go shoot around, or I'll go through my training sessions with him. If it's days of playing, then we'll play. If not, then after that, I'll come home and I'll do another workout that consists of like I try to do 250 push-ups, and then 250 sit-ups, and then do calf raises on one-legged calf raises, and then one-legged calf after that, and then two-leg calf raises. Then after I get done with that, man, I'm done and I'm relaxed by then, man. It's probably about 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm just relaxing, chilling with my family. I'm just enjoying them at the end of the day.
Good, man. What's something that you try to eat? I heard you mention breakfast. What foods do you eat here in America versus foods that you ate when you travel down to Argentina? What's the difference? What variety do you have? What's the difference? Is it do you eat the same thing? Do you switch it up depending on what country? Fill us in on your nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was down in Argentina, I was blessed and fortunate enough to be in situations where like the food I was getting was really good. It was putting a lot of weight on me, and it was helping me stay full. Because with me, I have a high metabolism, so I have to really watch what I'm eating, and I can't just eat everything because I don't want to just gain weight like that. So down here, my girlfriend, she makes in the morning time. She might switch it up and do like give me 2 breakfast burritos, but 2 mini breakfast burritos, and then put on there like some oatmeal, and then give me like a fruit, banana and orange, banana and apple, just different fruits and stuff put on there. Some different variety of breakfasts I might eat is I'm a big burrito guy, so I like to eat like a lot of like burritos from different like Mexican places, like breakfast burritos and stuff that really keep me going. I like breakfast bowls. I know a store here where I can go get me a large breakfast bowls that like give me like it's enough calories to keep my body going. So a lot of things that I wasn't able to eat when I was in Argentina, I'm able to eat here. But it's just they're so like high in nutrition and high in protein and high in calories that I have to kind of figure out the things to substitute it while I'm here as well. So like there for one meal I might eat like 24 to 2,600 calories, while here I'm probably eating half of that, so I gotta add on other things like oatmeal, making sure that I'm eating enough fruit as well, and making sure that I'm eating enough protein and carbs, and that I'm getting the right calories, but making sure it's the right calories that give me muscle, and not that's just making me bloat and getting me fat and stuff like that. So my girlfriend does a really good job of making sure that I'm staying on top of and watching what I'm eating. she's really, really big on, healthy stuff as well.
Right. I know you get calls. All of our guys, Keith Jackson, yourself included, Kenny Wormy, all of these guys. You guys tell me that you get calls from other players asking should they come aboard, or are we legitimate, or are we scammers? Talk to me a little bit about what you say to guys, just from a peer-to-peer standpoint. Of course, when they talk to me, they're going to see me. For those of guys that don't know me, what makes your decision? What is it? Talking to the owner? What makes your decision for you to say, "Hey, man, I'm going with TMBT family"? What was it for you? And also talk about what guys come to you with questions and how you help them make their decision as well.
Yeah, so for me, man, it was like I had dealt with the agency before, and they weren't actually helping me out. They weren't trying to help me out, get to, just give me workouts, or just get me around teams that were actually going to look at me. So, like I said, I had some friends that knew who the agency was and came across, they sent information my way. The biggest thing for me really was that I was just afraid of the fact of, like, taking a risk on myself. And I say that because, like, it's an agency, you're not right in front of me. So taking a risk on myself as well as just going overseas and being around the teams and dealing with all that was a risk. So once I knew that everything was serious and that you weren't scamming me and that, everything was, it was good to go by with the material, which you had put out there. And once I did my research on who you were, then I was very confident about, knowing that you had the best interest for me and knowing that you really cared about, me as an individual and not just as a basketball player and stuff like that. So once I knew that from you, and once I knew, and like you said, and the question that you did ask about when the young guys come to me, biggest thing I just tell them, man, is like, are you willing to risk it all on yourself? Like, just proof is in the pudding. I think the biggest thing they ask me all the time is like, what's it like over there? What do I have to do to get there? Or will your agent, will he look at me? And I tell him all the time, like, yeah, he'll take his time and he'll look at you. He's going to give everybody a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? But it's left upon you to do the work. He only can do so much without you not putting forth that hand. So, once I tell them that, and then once they see the things that's on my Instagram from when I posted from being over there, then I think they get really more serious too as well. They're asking me serious questions about, like, what can I do to make sure that I'm prepared and ready for that moment. And I'm always big to tell them, like, number one, just, like, pray, and prayer. And number two, just work hard. Just work hard. And number three, don't worry about what everybody else is doing around you. Just worry about yourself and what you can control. And once I tell them that, and once they see that, like, okay, hey, like, he's got somebody who's serious about, about Milton, and Milton's serious about him, then it goes before nothing and shows for it. Because I think everybody sees it, though. That's the biggest thing, though, is, these kids, they see, like, yo, you went overseas and you did it. But not only are they seeing it, like, yo, you're around these teams and you're working out for these teams, and you would still be over there if the pandemic never happened, if it wasn't going on. So once they see that, man, it's crazy. I love every second bit of it. I'm thankful and I'm blessed because it's like I never thought we'd have kids who actually want to talk to me about, being and where I'm at and stuff like that. So it's a blessing. It's so much love and just thankful for it.
Hey, man, it's once again, it's an honor for us to have you as a client, a part of our family. But everyone's not going to take it seriously as you do. We understand that. Some guys we've had to have taken it seriously. It's paid off for them. Some guys didn't take it as seriously. Some guys went down and stole basketballs and did crazy things like that, ran out of hotels without paying. Those guys, you're going to get out of it what you put into it, right? Talk a little bit about how, of course, you and I talk all the time of how you are more inspired now more than ever after going down and having your process cut short by the pandemic. Talk a little bit about how you are inspired by just being down there. Of course, sad that you weren't able to continue, but I don't know if that makes you more hungry to get back because you've seen it, rather than being a rookie like you were last summer, not seeing it or not having been to Argentina. Talk about the difference and how it makes you hungrier.
Yeah, it just it really like it made me more hungry, and it just pushed me to work harder. It made me hungry in the aspect of just wanting to like knowing that I was in that situation, knowing that I was right there, and knowing that like I was that close, and then that happens to me, and then I come home. It just made me really have the mindset like, okay, like I did this and I did that. Now how am I going to apply it to when I come home? So first it was really like, all right, like what you gonna do to get in the gym? Keep yourself motivated. And then next, once I did that, it was okay. What are you gonna do to try to outwork everybody? Because that's my mentality, like outwork the work. So how you gonna do that? So that game and that went into like when I stepped on the court, I wanted to be the best. Like have that mentality. So it inspired me knowing that like okay, I just came back from overseas and I would get ready to play and stuff, and that got taken away from me. It kind of really like put more on my shoulders. Like okay, now when I step in the gym and somebody's guarding me, like they gonna feel where I came from because like it's different. Like when you be over there, you there and you in that atmosphere and you playing and you having fun and stuff like that. But when you come home and people haven't been in that atmosphere and they don't know what it's like for your season getting ready to get cut short, and it did. It puts a damper on things that makes you have a different mentality. So it kind of makes you like have to dig deep inside yourself to be like, all right, what's going to keep me going? What's going to keep me fired up? And for me, it was just the opportunity knowing that like I was right there, and then it was taken away from me because of a situation that I can't control, and it's in God's hands. So it pushed me even more. It put more fire on me in me and stuff like that. It just burned even more. So I got passionate and deep. Like okay, when this time when I go back, like there is not gonna be no okay, you coming back this time or it's this. Nah, it's gonna be you gonna be there and you gonna be there. So this whole pandemic thing really just kind of just opened my eyes to see like things can be taken away like that. So and when they are like, how you gonna react to it? And my mentality, my attitude is always just keep going, keep pushing. Like I always can be working on something more and getting better at more. So not only am I using this time to not just work on my basketball game, but just using this time to work on my Spanish, using this time to work on, equipping myself on how to be a better leader, equipping myself on how to make better decisions, equipping myself to know that when I go back, what things am I going to do when I go back and how am I going to use my time. So this pandemic, this coronavirus is good for me. Like I said, it's a blessing in disguise for me because, like I said, next time when I go back, I'm gonna be more and more prepared, man. Especially with Spanish. Spanish, I definitely got to be more
Spanish,
and more
we need you to be more prepared.
more prepared with
right.
Spanish. So
right,
definitely.
Right. Talking about your city a little bit in this quarantine. Are you guys back up and running? Have businesses opened back up? I know you guys. You and I talked a couple of weeks ago. Did you guys not have a lockdown?
No, so it was kind of like it was different. Like I wouldn't say it was kind of not. We didn't have a lockdown, but it was like we weren't on lockdown because people were still doing the same things they weren't doing before. Like I would drive by and I see people outside at basketball courts still running 5-on-5. Like they didn't take the basketball goals down like in some states to stop people from going to parks and playing. Like people were still doing all those things, and so now when the lockdown ended, it made matters even worse now because now everybody's searching for places to go play basketball. So everybody's searching for places to go, and this is making even more things worse. So currently we're in phase 2 right now, and currently in the next 2 weeks we'll be going over to phase 3 where we can actually kind of have more individuals in the crowds and be at one more place than at one time. So it's different. What is very different for me in my city, especially like being a basketball player and being a professional athlete, it's different because like I just have to be selective about where I go and about where I'm at and who I'm around, especially so once we get to having like being able to be in this like a building, like a facility where we can have more than 10 people playing basketball at one time, then I think everything go back to normal. But right now, a lot of crazy things is going on because it's just quarantine in my city, man. So it's just you just have to just stay safe and just keep your head on the swivel.
That's most important. That's most important. You gotta abide by the rules. You gotta do what they tell us to do. You gotta do all those good things. even those young guys like yourself that don't feel as though you are affected by it, it's very serious. Very
Yeah,
serious.
it is.
Very serious. So everyone has to take it seriously. Unfortunately, there were some videos of people in Missouri, in the Ozarks of Missouri, also in the beaches of Houston, Texas, maybe. I
Mm-hmm.
saw. I know you grew up in Texas. I saw some disturbing things about the young people in Texas. Did you see that?
Yeah, absolutely, I did in both places. Crazy.
What do you think about that? Missouri isn't far from where you are now, right? Not far, not
Yeah,
too far. What happens, man? I mean, people that were in the Ozarks are going to be crossing back over state lines, going back to their normal lives, interacting with people. I mean, that was craziness to see those kids on the lake like that and on the beach in Houston,
yeah.
and also the beaches of South Carolina. I saw that was a little disturbing, man. That was a little bit disturbing, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for it's hard to fathom, hard to think because why would you want to put yourself in that risk? But then at the same time, too, I kind of understand those people because it's like, okay, I'm not going to stop my life because of the situation like the coronavirus. So for me, like, I'm in kind of both shoes. Like, I kind of understand where people come from, but then I'm kind of that same person. It's like, okay, I don't want to put people in jeopardy of catching the coronavirus because of trying to go party or because of trying to go have some fun and go be around my friends when, I think right now, this quarantine, it really is it's a good ample opportunity to teach people about how to figure out who they are. Again, like everybody needs self love, but are you really applying it? And I think this quarantine really just gave, and the coronavirus, what happened at Osage Beach, it just gave people an excuse just to go do something because they was bored. They don't have nothing else to do at home, so they want to go party and they don't think about the precautions of like the next person can get sick. You know what I'm saying? They don't think like that it is serious out here. People are dying every day from it on the span of hours and seconds and minutes. So,
Hey, brother, you hit it on the head, man. It's unfortunately some people are taking it or are not taking it as seriously as they should be, and I'm hoping that we won't all be affected by it. It sounds like it's going to be more tragedy, more negative
yeah.
things that happen before the positive part of it clearing up and kind of getting back to normal. So we have to do our part as human beings. We have to do our part to make sure that we are social distancing and wearing masks out in public when we do go out in public,
Absolutely.
and just respecting our fellow human being, man. Fellow human being. Um, Hey, before we sign off, we want you uh, to give a shout out all of your social media
Yeah.
handles and names where people can follow you. People that may have a question or may want to talk basketball, may want some pointers or some high school and middle school kids that may want to reach out to you to ask for some help. Go ahead and call out your social media and your email if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my Instagram right now is Lee underscore McLeroy 20, and how you spell it is LEE underscore MCLEROY 20. And then my Twitter is the same as my Instagram, Lee underscore McLeroy 20. And then my Facebook is just my first and last name, Lee McLeroy. I'm down that and I'm definitely open to answer any questions for you guys, man. That's my specialty, man. The more we connect and the more you guys want to know more, just, definitely hit me up, definitely call me. I give you my number, for one in DM. So anything to help you guys make the situation better. I wish somebody would have did that for me because I was like a sitting duck in the pond trying to figure everything out and stuff. So it was good though. But definitely, man, I definitely appreciate you allowing me to come on here with you, Milton. Definitely very much.
Oh man, you are one of our captains, one of the uh, positive, one of the many positive young men that we have. So we're blessed to have you as a part of our family, and uh, blessed to have you leading us by example. Everything that you've done and are doing is a testament to who you are and what you believe in, and where you're from and how you were raised, right?
Yeah.
It's one of my uh, real feelings that you can tell a lot about a player. Just talking to him and how he carries himself, you can tell a lot about how he was raised. That to me means a lot. So, hey, anybody that you want to give a shout out to? I heard you say you're working with a new trainer. Anyone that you want to give a shout out to before we close it on out? I know you spoke of your fiance. Anyone? We'll take this time to give you the platform to shout out anyone you want to, wherever you have been, or Argentina. We leave it up to you.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Thomas Cooper and John Thomas, and big shout out to Max Lab Training and those guys over there, how much they helped me out. Big shout out to the Milton Bell Basketball Agency, man, just mostly first and foremost for what they did to help me, how much they did to further my career. Definitely big shout out to people who definitely supported me to the fullest, man. It doesn't stop every day for me, so just thankful and blessed every day, and say thank you to God. So definitely that's all I can say, man. Definitely a big shout out to my family too. My cousin Michael, my girlfriend Makia. Definitely big shout out to them.
Definitely, man. Got to shout out your family. Well, that's going to be it for us today on our TNBT Media Instagram series, IG series. Today with our TNBT Pro client, Anthony McElroy, live from Wichita, Kansas. We encourage everyone to check out all of our TNBT media on our website, www.miltonbellbasketball.com. You can also tune into our podcasts on Spotify, on iTunes, on iHeartRadio, also on Twitter, on Spreaker, all of our TNBT media outlets. So for us today, signing out, Milton Bell with Anthony McElroy. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, Milton.